Alright, hello all, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, finally, I apologize, I am getting around to the stack attack video, for the Super Saiyan Gods here. I've been pretty excited to do this, it's just, I've been behind on a lot of content, you know, with the festival battles, the Super Boss missions, and I mean, doing the festival battles, maybe you guys can see, these do take quite a while to record. So there's just so much long content, and there's also so much content behind on. It's like, there's also stuff IRL. It's like, I'm getting to things when I can. So that being said, I do think, however, it is sort of at least good, convenient timing that I gotta run to this now. Because, quite simply, I have a new character that really buffs these. Not only did we just get Super Gogeta, obviously, we now have, or I guess now I have, TQI. And if it wasn't obvious, this domain, so these sort of, if you watch like the defense videos, I have like the calc thing set up, the formula in there, and there's all these different phases. Those are all the different phases I have in there, so you know, you have like your base stat line, then you have like the item phase, and you have your link phase, then you have like phase 1 sort of buffs, then phase 2, right? Yeah, you have the SA effect phase. There's I think it's just, is it just active and domain after that? I might be forgetting something. I think it might just be active and domain phases after that. So, you know, if you get a 30% increase in the domain phase, that's a true 30% multiplicative increase from whatever you were going to have before, right? So, this is actually really important for these guys. I did use it in the Super Saiyan 4 one for the defense. See, that's the thing also. I'll get to redoing some once I do some that I need to do in general. But there's already so many I need to redo now. It's like, now I need to redo the Super Saiyan 4 stack attack and Super Saiyan God stack defense. I need to, you know, like Tech Gohan. God, I haven't, when I did him, I didn't even use the items, right? And now I have like Glorio. But there's also, I feel like Glorio would probably be his best setup. Simply because, you know, he's on the 200% there, and I suppose he is on the, well, is he? Is he on Vegeto's 220? Does he have a 220? Okay, anyway, point being, I have a lot of characters to get back to. I would have liked to get to these guys sooner, but it does sort of work out, I think, in a good way that I didn't, because now I don't have to redo them, right? And I don't know, I definitely like seeing the maxes, so I do want to redo the characters I need to, but I also, you know, don't want to, like, what's the phrase, beat a dead horse, right? So that being said, we're gonna jump in. As per usual, we'll show our first couple turns of stacking here. Can I please, thank God, turn 1. Do I have the intro on? Yes, I do. Okay, let's play this.
It's about time I got a chance to fight! It's pretty obvious you're not going to defeat him by yourself. Super Saiyan God. I never knew this level of power existed.
Okay, so, you know, the gods here, the obviously unfortunate thing, we can't really take, so, rocking double Gogeta, obviously is really, really good. The active is obviously really, really good. However, that being said, I mean, we have this is a perfect example right here. Warrior Gods, right? And this is 10% attack, initial 5% performing a super attack, godly power, 15% attack. Now 30% attack between, in fact, that 5% might be even like a different sort of phase. I don't really know how that works entirely. But presumably like 30% attack here, right? And when I get to the big turn later on, I just can't access that. That's similar to with like the Super Saiyan 4s, like I can't access GG or Saiyan Roar or something. Those are obviously really big time links. It does hurt to not have those. But the Gogeta active only lasts for 1 turn, right? And it is worth more to do the double Gogeta. That's the thing. So technically, there's a reality where you could somehow, if you could have a 4-character rotation, the character strength would explode even more. But there are certain trade-offs we have to make, and this is the better one. Utilizing the double Gogeta rotation for later on. So hopefully, you know, we get some good stacks in here. We'll see. They also might just straight up kill Zamasu and Goku Black before they get a bunch in. But like these guys, I mean, everyone knows, right? They're crazy. They are really crazy. Now for the and this is pre-domain, right? So this is the important thing. Pre-domain, I got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta up to a, and you can watch it. It was 1,500,000,000 attack stat on the 2014. The counter, because I got a counter with him, did 4,200,000,000 damage. Now I've never passed 1 billion damage before that Gogeta one, which is the last one I did. Something tells me, I'll be wrong. Something tells me we're gonna pass 1 billion here too. Especially, you know, we do have the domain now, which once again is a 30% increase to the gods, and it's just so crazy. You know, I didn't have Tech UI. I was really disappointed that I pull him, but it was something last year. The way they did the global schedule, God, going from, you know, I was summoning during that time. I went all in on Beast, couldn't get Beast. As soon as we got the information that Tech UI was coming, I stopped summoning on Beast. I went all in on UI until I couldn't. And those are all recorded. Well, I actually think I might have done like one multi. I think I did one multi off camera for a UI spanner. I could be wrong about that. And then, right as that was ending, Cell Max, and it's like, last year it was tough. I did not. I mean, I don't have Cell Max now, but I do have Beast and Tech UI now. In fact, I actually have Tech UI with a dude. This is really weird. I can't explain this, but it's every year since when was it? It was, I think every year since I think it might have been 2021. I think no, I don't think no, I don't think I got Broly actually. Did I get Bardock? I can't remember if I got Bardock on release Saiyan Day. I do know that the year before was the transforming Super Saiyan sort of Vegeta that goes through all the forms. I really would like if they do. I get that's sort of like older Dokkan or whatever, but I don't know. I'd really like to see those type of characters make a. I mean, we sort of got one through the AGL Cell back in 2022, but I would really like to see maybe like a new Frieza from like Namek do something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Imagine like a Frieza that starts out in first form and just transforms like every turn until you get to final form, and then you can use whole powers like an active you can use. Something like that. I don't know. I really like. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I really like that sort of transformation thing they did. So the turn before, I mean, we only got 4. Obviously, we killed. We did not get the 5th. Unfortunate, but I mean, they're still gonna be stacking up pretty quickly. I mean, we know how the gods work. We're gonna get 7 orbs here. We'll make this the sort of, final whatever turn here, right? I mean, that's how I usually do these. Just show a couple turns to give an idea of the baseline, and then, I mean, I think I've explained. I'd like to do it to show what like the baseline is, and then to show the next turn to show, okay, this is how much we increase from one turn of stacking, right? And then obviously, cut, and then it's like, okay, here's like 40 fucking turns of stacking later, right? I don't know. I still really enjoy these. I've definitely been. I don't know if the right term is missing. But I've certainly wanted to get back to doing them. It's just, once again, there's still so much content I need to finish for my anniversary. There was just so much. God, and other stuff, right? Listen, it's been a lot, so I'm hoping to get back to doing these, normally scheduled. But we shall see. I do also need to get back to grinding the fucking Festival of Battles. I've only done my first attempt there. I still need to grind out that stupid fucking Super Bosses mission. Oh my god. I have gone on so many rants recently about that fucking Super Bosses category. It's honestly probably the thing. I mean, to be fair, I only started making Dokkan content in like July, June. Was it June? I think it might have been June. I haven't been making content that long in general. To be fair, though, I only did start like fully doing it in May, but I did do a few things earlier in that year.
Mind your own business, Kakarochi. Yeah, I get it. I've never faced someone this strong before. I'm excited.
But yeah, Super Boss is such a fucking meme. I could go on and on. I could literally make like probably like a fucking 10-hour rant video on fucking Super Bosses. When I played this game for as long as and I've seen what they can do for categories consistently, and that's an anniversary category, like, okay, let me stop myself before I go onto a big tangent here. I just fucking hate that category. It's fucking god-awful. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna get the stack in here. Get them juiced up as much as we can. Come back later on as we do. And we'll already have, like, actually, we'll probably do a turn. Okay. I think I'll probably do a baseline turn for them. Then I'll do a base transform turn, and then I'll do an item turn. I think that's what I'll do, actually. So I'll have to. We won't have Tech UI up until the very final sort of part there. Simply because I used him in that Super Saiyan 4 stacking one, and I had him at 55% at that point. Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier. This is a small tangent. I know, sorry. But I actually, where can I show this real quick? I actually did manage to pull a dupe from. I don't understand how this works, but that's what I was trying to say with the Saiyan Day stuff earlier. I think I might have pulled Bardock, but I know I pulled that transforming Vegeta. But the point I was trying to make there is consistently for years now, I don't pull the Saiyan Day character when it drops. It just it doesn't. I don't understand, but I never. Well, actually, Majin Vegeta I did pull in 2022, but that's because I just summoned until the banner went away, and I think I got him like very last second, and I mean, we know how that Majin Vegeta was. Well, I liked him, but he certainly could have been better until Trunks came around. But point being, I always like you don't get the Saiyan Day character, and then I get the Tanabata character from the year before. It's weird. It happened with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's happened here with Tech UI. It happened. What was the Tanabata character the year before? Vegeta and Trunks. Yeah, I rainbowed them on that. Was it God Goku? No, it was. Yeah, God Goku's banner. I rainbowed them on God Goku's banner. Like, I don't understand it, but I always get the Tanabata character, and then I can never get the Sandy character. But you know, at least I can juice these up now. But yeah, sorry if I tangent aside. Let's cut away here. I get the stack, and this is gonna be a long one. My apologies. We will be back and see just how hard the Super Saiyan gods can hit. All right, so we are back. Obviously, we're up to turn 93 here. We've gotten quite a substantial amount of stacks, 147. Although we have gotten 170 attacks in total, so I mean we've not gotten too lucky with some of our hidden potentials, unfortunately. But you know, it is what it is. Can't really control that. That being said. As I said earlier, we'll use this as the sort of baseline turn for the gods. Then we'll transform them, have a normal turn of blue, and then we'll finish off with you know, the item turn for yeah, no, yeah, okay. I was thinking because you know if we do it that way, we are going to lose the guaranteed additional. And the crit, but well, yeah, we would because it's a one-time only. Okay, which would be unfortunate, but I do think, you know, obviously we're trying to maximize the, you know, what the big attack stat we're gonna see is instead of all the overall ones, right? So I do think I do think this will work out fine. So that all being said, here, that's perfect. Okay, we'll grab these, which will allow us to get 6 key spheres, 24 key, pretty good. Now I do need to be a little, I think we should be fine, but just a little careful of the Dokkan reader, since it's going to play out over several turns, right? So, do definitely want to watch that. I didn't show the links, but it's Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, and it's either, is it Warrior Gods or Godly Power? I think it might be Godly Power they have right now. So, I mean, as you can see there, 135 mil. And obviously that's without the extra 100% stats, you know, since they are past their 7th turn, or appearance, whatever. Well, it's not 7th turn, it's from the start of battle, so it's more like their 3rd or 4th turn, but we don't have it regardless. So, I mean, they're hitting all these stats, you know, getting these extra stacks in towards the end before we go into blue. Like, once we transform them, you know, once we use the items and the domain, the actives, like, they're gonna be hitting pretty hard. I mean, you guys probably have already done a thorough amount of testing because of like Festival of Battles or something. But even then, I doubt that people have, like, that event is certainly going to allow people to have experience stacking characters a lot more. I personally, you know, I think I've made it clear, you know, I love the stacking playstyle. It's so fun for me. So, you know, stacking, like, I do enjoy stacking in there, but, you know, they do take a while, so, you know, but hey, maybe more people will get to experience doing it themselves. I do try to make sure to note, though, this is the, it's the God and Mortal Will or something. God's Wrath and Mortal Will, whatever. It has Zamasu in Trunks on the banner. Image for the event. It's stage 4. I do try to say that every couple of times, because occasionally I will get people asking. I don't know if they're like new players or just like, you know, what exactly the deal is. But I do have people that ask from time to time about, you know, what the event is. So I do like to try and remember to mention it every couple. It certainly, I do. It does take a while, but like if you're fine with taking a while just to test the character out of your own box, or maybe a character that I haven't done, or you think maybe okay, well, you didn't get a rotation I thought was the most optimal or something. Although I do think I'm obviously not biased, but I do think I get more or less the most optimal rotations that feasibly you can get most of the time. Especially now that it's like Super Gogeta exists, most of these, are going to be like, oh, it's the double Super Gogeta rotation. Surprise, surprise. It's like, he's just too good to not use both of them. It's if there's a scenario where it's, like fucking, I don't know, like Frieza, for example. I mean, Frieza might actually be a character where only one Gogeta would matter. And the reason I say that, there are scenarios, because that is a 54% buff, but the link phase does matter as well. So if we have a character who's getting, 60% plus attack from the link, well, then in that scenario, it actually is kind of more important from the links they would miss without Gogeta, I guess I should specify. It is more important to go for that sort of setup, but I mean, it's not going to be something we run into a whole lot of, I don't think, at least for the characters I'm doing for like the foreseeable future. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. So that being said, I mean, we're set up here, 23 million defense. Obviously last turn, we got another few supers in there. We're at 150. I guess without further ado, though, let's do this.
Let's do this, Vegeta! Damn you! This is a power greater than that of a Super Saiyan God! I'm going to have fun destroying you!
Okay, so with them transformed, obviously we're getting everything set up. Next turn we will transform Levi. We'll have the Gogetas. I guess this is definitely going to be pretty crazy. I could honestly transform this Gogeta now, huh? That'll give the 40% attack support. Although I suppose technically he is already getting the 40% attack. I guess they are getting the 40% attack support. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I'll just keep him in base for now. Oh yeah, by the way, 29 mil. Nearly 30 mil. Like, without, like, this is so crazy. These guys, they're something special. We're not going to be able to... I suppose if we grab, like, all the AGL orbs, but once again, I do want to be a little cautious. Still, 9 orbs is quite a lot. I do think that's going to, yeah, Jesus. 35.5 million. They are going to be able to hit some pretty good numbers. Because you got to remember, typically if you do transform them before the buff runs out, they have like an equal buff, as to where before transforming, right? Until you like grab the well, actually, I think they do, right? They're pretty much the same as if you, depending on when you transform them, if like before their initial buff runs out. But since it's run out, 277 million. They do have an extra 100% attack and defense, is what I was trying to get at. 220 million, because of how the word's hard. They do have the extra 100% because when that buff wears out, it's only 200%. Right now they 300%, but then we grab the orbs, so they're at 390%, I believe. So they're doing all this to Zamasu, 225 mil. Free items, free active, like pre-domain, like. Yeah, he's nearly half. Oh my god. What are they about to be hitting? I wonder. Damn, is it? Could I see like a 2 billion attack stat in game? That'd be crazy. Is there God damn it! Of course. Of course. Oh well, no, that's actually perfect. There's only one slot there. I mean, I'd much rather we'll do that. I'd much rather have a scenario where there's no rose attacks at all, but if there's just one, we should be fine, I would imagine. I would hope a UI wouldn't kill, but maybe I'm wrong. Here, let's transform. Alright, Zamasu's about to get erased next turn. Oh my god. Alright, let's grab this. Be as little grabbing of orbs as possible. You don't want to do some, because if Rose, listen, I was genuinely pretty scared in that last one. The Super Saiyan 4s. There were two normals, and Ultra Instinct. If he gets that crit, if he gets that crit, it's he's not too nice on those counters to Rose. You know, this is a 2023 event, and it was a pretty easy event, so you definitely don't want to be hitting too hard. I really hope we don't. Okay, let's see what we got here. Please don't crit. Yeah, he did a crit. See, look at the damage. He did a shit ton even when it was just the first, because he builds up attack. That was his first counter. You know, no crit, and he's still doing that much. Like, goddamn. Okay, that being said, though, it's time to see the rotation that is going to define this. This is gonna be crazy. Does he changes AGL orbs, doesn't he? That could be. Yeah. How do I go about this? I suppose I transform. Let me transform the Gogetas first, and then I'll use the orb item. I think that's what we'll do. Well, let's get his animation in. Alright, let's see about that Gogeta. I believe you, man, but I gotta see it. The guy who's gonna take you down, huh? Alright, let's use these. Please be good. Okay, we got a lot of them. Am I gonna reset the turn? Come on. Damn. Damn. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to reset the turn. That's unfortunate. Okay. So you can, if you do things in like different orders and such, like re-roll the odds, and it looks like that's what we're gonna have to do here. May even have to like grab the orbs with one of the Gogetas first. I'm not sure. This might be a little troublesome. We'll see if I can't get a lot more orbs. So, all right. So we are back. Now you may notice the turn count there. Turn 99. So a funny little thing happened. Well, funny quotes. I beat it. You know, I did it, so I have a very good idea of what the damage we're gonna see is. And after I did it, right, you know, I was getting ready to edit it. This was supposed to go up the day before. And then a funny little thing happened. If it was any other part, it would have been fine. But of course, par for my luck, the final sort of segment, this one right here, since they were, you know, recorded separately, since I came back around, corrupted. So I lost it. So I had to jump back in again and grind out to this point again, even though I fucking did it. So kind of annoying, but is what it is. Not too much I could do about it besides just going back in. That being said, though, I do think so. When I did come back around before, I actually had a similar scenario, except it was an int orb in the very middle, so I could only get 20. At least this time I can get 22. So there is that, at least. So that'll do a little bit extra damage out through that. We do also have, like, it's barely any more stacks than we had before. It's literally like 4 to 8 more, I think, based off of, you know, like the turn count here or whatever. I did check it around like turn 91 or whatever. So I mean, we're essentially at the same stacks we were last time, just a little bit more, I do believe, though. So that being said, we already have used the Gogeta actives here. I figured there's no point in playing them again. And let's just do this now. I do have in mind the number that played last time. I'm curious to see what just a couple extra stacks, as well as the you know, getting the 2 more orbs is gonna do for us. Let's see. What? No way. What? There's no way it makes that much of a difference. No, wait, I must, I'm sorry, I'm just bewildered. That was 1,900,000,000 damage. That was on the high end of that, too. Sorry, what happened the last time was I was 1,700,000,000 damage. Did I forget to use the World Tournament Announcer last time as well? I think I might have. Oh my god. Well, I guess I needed to run it back anyway. Holy shit. That was pretty high end too, was it not? We were nearly 2 billion damage there. Oh my god. These 7th years, they do be doing some funny things, huh? God damn. What? How did I get 200 more million? I didn't get that many more stacks. I have a hard time believing it was just because of getting like 4 more stacks. You know, 8 more stacks, however many it was exactly. I must have forgot to use the World Tournament Announcer. I don't know though. God damn. I mean, I did get the 2 extra tech orbs, but that wouldn't make that big of a difference, I don't think. Well, oh my god. There we go. You know, that is the 7th year gods. Sorry that it took a while to get around to that, but hey, at the very least, you know, at least there is the UI domain that definitely juiced them up even more. God damn, what the fuck? Nearly, okay, so I have hit 4,200,000,000 damage with Gogeta, because of how the, and the one I did for him, but because of how the counters work. For whatever reason, they don't show you what they actually hit for. So his was shown for 3x less, it showed 1,400,000,000. You know, so 4,200,000,000. So times it by 3. But that would have, I mean, that already was actually our highest shown attack set in game. But the trophy still definitely belongs to Gogeta. I don't think that's getting beat anytime soon. Goddamn. All right. Well, there we go. I guess that'll do it for this one. Hopefully, I don't lose this time around, because I will be a very unhappy camper if that happens again. But I'm gonna end this here. Thank you all for watching. I hope it was worth the wait. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.